That's right. You read it. It's our 100th Sunday gathering. Welcome. I'm Sandra. If we haven't met yet, we're so grateful that you're here. Even though we're connected between emails and computers and phones and iPads and all that, you are part of our family. We know who you are. We know what's in your heart, and we are so grateful that you're here with us today. So I'm going to pass it over to Phil, who has created our theme, and he can tell you all about it. Over to you, Phil.
Thank you, Sandra, for that wonderful welcome. And thank you, Darren and Kerry in the background here as well for today. And I'll come to those guys in a second. But 100 weeks of service, ladies and gentlemen, 100 weeks. Let's say that again, 100 weeks. When those guys got together, and it started out as a thought about helping people, about providing a service that was online for people to come and join us through that, what we call the pandemic, the last couple of years. And we never dreamed that it would still be going, that it would be successful as it is. Because by giving that place where everyone could come and join, we thought we'd give some people a community, maybe a handful, maybe a few dozen, maybe 20. Those were our thoughts, those were our dreams. But actually, hundreds have come together. Thousands have come together over the last few years. We started off with 500 people on the first few services. And I remember that first service when my knees were knocking. I was chosen medium for that week. And it was just like, wow, what a privilege to demonstrate in front of so many people, and it being a first as well. The Sunday gathering, back then was the Sunday service, was the first out of the blocks to do this online. And I believe there's many other Sunday gatherings now. So what a flattering thing that a lot of other people are doing the same thing as us now. But actually that community was built for people to come in and learn, to give them hope, to give them a place where they could find other people and share like-minded thoughts, talking about their journeys, talking about what's going on, their truths, their pains, their sorrows, their losses, a safe space for everyone to come in and really heal and really talk. And while we weren't allowed to get together, some of the comments, some of the messages, some of the emails have been absolutely fantastic over the 100 weeks. And just recently, where we've started to venture out into the face-to-face demonstrations, people have come up to us and shared their thoughts about Sandra, about Darren, about Kerry and I, how we've saved their life. And I've had to turn around and say, really? We've just done something we've been really passionate about, and we wanted to help people. But to hear those words is a little bit eye-opening and took us back. But actually listening to what they said, how they struggled at the beginning of the week and they couldn't wait to Sunday to come, and they got to the middle of the week and they couldn't wait to Sunday to come, really showed us how much people valued the Sunday gathering and what we all bring. The four of us as a team, it's been absolutely fantastic. But that community turned out to be a family for people to share their experiences, to speak their authentic truths, to really find a place to belong. So 100 weeks has really inspired people, has really given people hope. It's learned people of mediumship who may have not gone into a church, but they've come into this, that's a celebration of life, because mediumship is all about inspiring the living. Not just that, through the Sunday gathering, the classes have developed with Scott, with ourselves, with Sandra, with Darren, everything that's built up. So it's more than just a family, more than just a community. So the 100th service is all about you. It's all about giving. It's all about what we've tried to do, give of ourselves. So we want to say, as a family, myself, Sandra, Darren, Kerry, thank you. Thank you so much for signing up every week, for joining us, for being there for us, for being our support, for being our help, for being our inspiration, for mentioning those people that come on week in, week out and raise their hands at the beginning. And we hear a lovely gentleman called David that comes on, his voice, he's Mr. Chocolate. After we've got Mrs. Chocolate, Sandra, he's Mr. Chocolate with that voice. It's absolutely wonderful because you've helped us, you've supported us, you've given us a place to feel good about ourselves, to get that joy back in our lives as we've all been separated. But from an idea is the Sunday gathering, a place where everyone to come, everyone's welcome, wherever we're from. Nobody to say yes, no, or indifference. You're welcome to come, share your thoughts, speak in our community, because we all learn from you. So from all of us, myself and Kerry, thank you. Thank you for being here. Which brings me today, the order of service, since we're all about service. We've got the lovely Sandra who gave you that wonderful welcome. We've got Darren in a moment who's going to open us up in prayer, do the reading and the healing. And again, David, he might be challenging you for Mr. Chocolate Voice himself, okay? But then we've got the address by Sandra. I'm looking forward to that today for 100. I know it's going to be special. And where I was given the opportunity to demonstrate on the first, I thought it'd be really fitting for Kerry MacLeod to demonstrate today on the 100th, to celebrate it, a landmark. Then it's Sandra with the announcements, then me with words of the week, if I can find anything else to say after saying all this now. Then Darren to close us down in prayer, because today is a spiritual experience, just as the other 99. So I hope it brings you hope, inspiration, love, but meaning of life, and helps you take a step forward to get through this week again. So without further ado, I'll hand over to our wonderful Mr. Darren.
Thank you for that, Phil, and thank you for those wonderful words. And I completely echo everything Phil has just said. He couldn't have wrapped it up and put it in a most better way. So thank you for that, Phil. So let's get started then with our 100th Sunday gathering. So if you'd all like to close your eyes and join me for the opening prayer. We come together here today in the joy and anticipation of our 100th Sunday gathering. We come together as from across the globe as friends, brothers and sisters, all with that same goal and intent within our hearts and our minds, to come together as one, but to join together with that world we call unseen. We gather here from different countries across the globe. We come together from different backgrounds, from different understandings and from different teachings. But today we come together as one, casting aside our daily lives. We come together here with no demands, no expectations, but just offer ourselves in service with an open heart and an open mind. So as we enter into his gathering, we allow our workers here today to be truly open and free, to work on behalf of that world we call unseen, to allow those voices to be heard, to allow those thoughts and wisdom to be spoken, which in turn will bring us all healing, happiness and upliftment. We ask our dear friends, helpers and loved ones of that world we call unseen, as always, to be here with us today for our 100th Sunday gathering. And we'd like to say thank you for allowing us these opportunities and to do these Sunday gatherings, because without you, this would not be possible. And would like to say thank you for walking continuously by our sides, allowing us to be the voice of your world and to be part of this wonderful experience. As always, we deem this a joy and a privilege, and we'll do our utmost to represent you guys in the best way that we know how. And we do this with the utmost integrity, truth, and honesty. As we enter into our 100th Sunday gathering, we do so as always with pure love within our hearts, happiness, and positivity. And we ask that during this service, that a light is cast across the world, so that we can help those who may be in need at this moment in time, so we can bring healing, comfort, and a smile to those that may need it at this time. And we ask that the healing thought be sent to some of the leaders of our world at this moment, to ensure that they make the correct decisions in these coming weeks, so that we can preserve as much life as possible within our world and help to grow and keep mankind a better people, and make this world a better place for us all to live within. As always, friends, we welcome you here with love and open hearts. Welcome, friends. Okay, I had the privilege of coming up with a reading for today, and I narrowed it down to two. I couldn't quite decide which one to do, so I've got two very small stories to read for you guys, which hopefully they'll both have a meaning or a feeling behind them. If not one, at least the other one will. Once a rich lady complained to his psychiatrist, "I feel like my whole life is empty and it has no meaning." Listening to this, her psychiatrist called over an old lady in his office. He then introduced that old lady to the rich lady. The psychiatrist said, "She is Mary, the lady who is cleaning the office floors. I'm going to ask her to tell you how she found happiness. All you have to do is listen to her carefully." The psychiatrist requested the old lady to sit there and share her story with the rich lady. The old lady sat on a chair and started to tell her story. 3 months ago, my husband died of malaria. And 3 months later, my only son was killed in a car accident. I had nothing to live for. I had nothing left within me. I was not able to sleep or even eat anything after this. I stopped smiling and even thought to take my own life. Then one day I found the kitten following me home from work. When I saw that kitten, I felt sorry for her. It was cold outside, so I decided to let her in and gave her some milk to drink. The kitten licked the plate clean and then purred and came to me and rubbed against my legs. Seeing Kitten happy, I smiled for the first time. Then I thought, if helping a small kitten could make me smile, then maybe doing something for others may make me happy. From that day only, I try to do something nice for someone. Helping others and seeing them happy made me so happy. Today, I don't know of anybody who sleeps and eats better than I do. I found happiness by giving it to others. Listening to this made the rich lady cry, and she understood why she was feeling so empty and unhappy, even having everything that money can buy. Helping others brings only happiness. To live a happy and fulfilled life, we should try to do something for others and make them smile. Okay, my second little story. Once a teacher and his student went out for a walk. After walking a while, they reached a farm where students saw a pair of old torn shoes, which seemed to belong to the poor farmer, who was just preparing to get back to his home after a whole day of hard work. Seeing this, the student thought of an idea to have fun and said, "Master, why don't we hide these shoes behind the bushes and wait for the farmer to come? It would be fun to watch his reaction when he will not be able to find his shoes." The teacher felt bad and looked at his student and said, "Son, it's not good to play such cruel jokes with a poor person." The teacher thought for a moment, and then with a smile on his face, he said, "Son, I have a better idea. Why don't we just put some coins in each of his shoes and hide behind the bushes and see how the farmer will react when he finds these coins in his torn shoes?" The student just wanted to see his reaction of a poor farmer, so he did what the teacher asked him to do, and they both hid behind the bushes to see the farmer's reaction. The farmer finished his work and came to the place where he left his shoes. As he slipped his foot into a shoe, he felt something hard, and when he checked, he found coins. The farmer was surprised to see coins in his shoes, and then took out those coins in his hands and looked carefully. Then he started to look here and there to see if somebody was looking, or if it belonged to someone, but he saw nobody, so he kept those coins in his pocket. After this, the farmer slipped on his other shoe. He again felt something in his shoes, and when he checked, he found some more coins, and seeing those coins, the farmer got emotional and tears came out of his eyes. The farmer folded his hands and looked towards the sky and said, "Oh God, 1,000 times thanks to that unknown helper who helped me in this time of need. Because of that person, kindness and help, I will now be able to buy medicine for my sick wife and will be able to get bread for my hungry children." The student's eyes were filled with tears, listening to the farmer's words. Keeping those coins in his pocket, the poor farmer left for his home. After the poor farmer had left, the teacher questioned his student. "Now tell me, what would have made you more happy, hiding his shoes or keeping some coins within his shoes?" The student had tears in his eyes and said, "Master, I will never forget the lesson you taught me today. Now I understand the meaning of words. Joy of giving is much more than taking. Joy of giving is limitless. Thank you, Master. Instead of creating trouble for someone, we should try to help people whenever we can, because when we give someone, it not only brings happiness to them, but also to ourselves. The joy of giving is much more than taking. So I'm now going to take you into our healing segment. And I think those words I've just finished on are the perfect thing to start our healing segment. We're now going to sit together and we're going to give of ourselves. We're going to give as much power and as much thought to those that are in need at this time. So as we listen to this beautiful piece of music that Phil's chosen, the words for me are beautiful and fitting. We can truly be the wind beneath someone else's wings. So as you sit and listen to this bit of music, I just want you to send those thoughts out, shine a light, be your true self. Let's give of ourselves. Let's come together, truly come together as one. If you wish, you can picture someone that may be in need of healing at this time, or you can just sit back, enjoy the music, and just say those words, I wish to give and be of service, and allow the spirit world to do with that power, that healing power, as they need to, as we just sit and listen to these beautiful words.
Well, that song is on my top 3 songs that makes me cry. It does. That's why I needed to put that bird at the end there. Oh, give me just a second here. Wow. It reminds us all of those people that have supported us and loved us, and so many we've lost. So anyways, beautiful song. But let's talk about birds. For those of you who've been following the Sunday gathering, that out of losing my job and the hardship that life had brought 2 years ago, I bought a couple of bird feeders just out the window here and really have fallen in love with our little winged companions. So that song is perfect, The Wind Beneath My Wings, because I want to talk to you a little bit about birds and the magic of flight. Birds and airplanes need 4 basic things to fly. There's lift, there's drag, there's gravity, and there's thrust. The plane and birds go up if the forces of lift and thrust are more powerful than gravity and drag. But if gravity and drag are bigger than lift and thrust, the plane or the bird goes down. And just as drag holds something back as a response to wind flow, lift pushes something up. While we humans can't flap our arms and fly, we do have our own opportunity to have a balanced journey and keep the turbulence to a minimum. We have some elements that will keep us balanced. And like the song, we have people that can be the wind beneath our wings to keep us going, keep us happy, keep us motivated, keep us strong. But we have the power to thrust ourselves forward in any direction we choose. We have gravity that keeps us grounded. And we also have plenty, whether it's people or life circumstances, that drag us down. To make it more simple, if we imagine ourselves as a scale, the scales that balance this way, I feel that there are 2 basic things that we humans all do. But the question is, how much balance do we really have? So as I was driving last night, I think the 2 things are give and take. And neither one of them are bad. But if we have more than one than the other, then our scale is off balance. And I was thinking last night as I was driving, my scale's off balance. And to be truthful, when I look at how I spend my days, I feel like most of the days I take. I often distract myself from thoughts and pressures and responsibilities. So I look to take things for comfort, whether I get lost in a good book or I'm on the internet searching or just looking around or watching a good movie. That's consuming, that's taking. And even driving my car yesterday, I'm taking its ability to get from one place to the next. And like I said, taking isn't wrong, but I certainly know that my scale can be more balanced. So what can we do to give to balance the scales? First of all, giving selflessly and being of service to others also provides wind beneath our wings. Have you ever watched the birds, maybe in a field or something, and you see them circling slowly, going up and up and up and up? Well, they've hit an invisible patch of what's called thermals. Thermals are invisible updrafts of warm air that rise up from the ground into the sky. There's no thrust or power or intense flapping of the wings that is needed. Birds simply just relax into the thermal and they circle with it. And being at a higher altitude, they can see more and they can travel longer. Being of service is for us humans like hitting thermals for the birds. The more we give selflessly, the more the warm patch of air lifts us higher, providing less effort, more peace, and we get more wisdom. We get to see life from a higher altitude, a bigger and much larger perspective. Giving selflessly balances the scales and provides a safer journey for each one of us. So how can we create these thermals for ourselves? Because yes, we can. And the obvious way is to help others, which I absolutely love the readings that Darren shared today. One of my favorite quotes is by entrepreneur Zig Ziglar. And that is, you will get all you want in life if you help enough other people get what they want. But we don't help others in order to get stuff for ourselves. We give, and in return, we get peace, we get happiness, we get creativity, we get friendship, we get self-expression, we get love. Love is a way to be of service. When we concentrate on those we love, it is natural to think of ways of being in service. For me, my mom's just a couple rooms over, and I can't tell you how many times I've surprised her with maybe cleaning her house or cooking. She loves chocolate biscotti, or buying her some flowers or just a small gift to say, I love you. That's being of service. When I think of love, I think of my friends. I think of Carrie, Phil, Darren, and Scott. They're so important to me, and I really, really want them to succeed and be happy and have great lives. So it's natural for me to want to share them and their words with you, whether it's promoting our Sunday gathering or all the online courses and demonstrations that we do. I mean, they're amazing. So I want to share them. And like I said, when I think of love, I think of these nature's little critters that are just outside my window, just down below. To me, being of service is keeping the bird feeders full, the bird bath full of fresh water, and even peanuts available for the squirrels. Being of service is looking to see what is important to you, and then giving of yourself in the way that is meaningful to you. Many people choose to take care of the earth, some the animals. Some people find passion in sharing their knowledge and wisdom with children. And some care for the elders. There's so many ways to give. Being of service is holding the door open for another person, maybe letting someone go ahead of you in the checkout line at the grocery store, giving someone a genuine compliment, or making someone laugh. Darren spoke of this act of kindness that was shown with the farmer and the putting the coins in the boots. And I actually took a class once, and it was about random acts of kindness. And we had to do things and then not tell anybody about them. So I know when I was in a hotel room, I'd maybe put a $5 bill or something like that on the maid's cart just beneath one of her cleaning supplies. Or if I was in line at Starbucks, I'd pay for the guy behind me, or going through a toll booth, I would do something like that and just drive off randomly. Being of service is working a job that helps others in any way. Being of service is being the best person that you can possibly be. It's having integrity and doing what you know to be right and true. Being of service is being responsible. It's also apologizing for when you need to. It's forgiving others and even forgiving yourself. Last month, I don't know if you've been watching, but I had decided to do what I call Sandra's Thoughts of the Day. And they're just a few minutes. They're video clips of me sharing a quote and then my words about how that impacts my life. And each one of them not only makes a difference, well, I'm hoping it makes a difference to others, but it gets me started on the right side of the bed in the morning, you know? We all have so much knowledge, and you may choose to share some of yours with others. You know, there's all kinds of ways you can do it, but there's something unique and individual to you with your experiences. And it does feel good to give, because you never know who needs it and who may be looking for something that only you can provide right now. Being of service is gratitude. When you can really look at life and say, thank you, like a sincere, real, down to your core, thank you. That thermal, wow, that just boosts you high in the air. And watch it sometime, because I feel it rewards us with magic and miracles and all those great synchronicities. Prayer is also being of service. Now, it's not the kind of prayers we might have learned in school. Well, I went to Catholic school anyways. You know, I can still recite the prayers, but I have no idea what they mean. That's not the kind of praying I'm talking about. It's a pure intention from your heart and soul, asking whoever that is you believe in, God, the divine, the universe, or whoever may be listening, and having that real sincere thought that a person or a situation become healthy and whole. Throughout history, there are so many people who helped change the world because they gave so much of themselves. And again, if you've been following things I've been posting, our friend Sonia Rinaldi is a perfect example of this. She's the researcher in Brazil who has been busy experimenting and captures pictures and voices of loved ones in the afterlife. And I'm so proud that her documentary film is coming out this week. But for over 30 years, she's been working day in and day out to reconnect people with their deceased loved ones. And it's mainly been parents connecting them with their children. It's all an experiment. She never knows what's going to happen. But I tell you, day in, day out, and she'll even tell you she doesn't take a day off. It's what she's meant to be doing. She's never charged a penny. She's worked with thousands of people, and it gives us all hope. She's created what she calls e-magazines. And when I see them come out, I think, oh my gosh, this woman's at it again. You know, it could be a 90 or 100 pages filled with experiments and pictures and all kinds of things of the latest experiments she's done, and the audios and the pictures she's gotten. So she's a good example of selfless giving. And I couldn't be happier that her film is premiering on Tuesday. I'll tell you more about that later. So looking forward, will you do me the favor and think of the scale I was talking about earlier, the give and take, give and take. Neither one of them are bad, but if we can help balance the scale, I tell you, I really believe you're not only happier, but it's a whole different kind of life. But I want you to remember our bird in flight. Yes, I do. Selfless giving of yourself and being of service to others, I promise you, my friend, will take you higher and further in your life than you could have ever imagined possible. And I mean that. So with that, that concludes the address. I thank you, and we are now going to move toward our demonstration of mediumship. With that, in a moment, we are going to bring out the illustrious Carrie McLeod. She's just a beautiful gal inside and out. And Carrie and Phil alike have worked many years of studying and working with the spirit world, and talk about selflessly giving. Week in and week out for 100 weeks, we've had them or others, Darren included, really sharing their time from their heart to help us all have a better week and life. So Carrie will be working with the spirit world. The spirit world is 100% in charge of this demonstration. No matter how much we hope and pray our loved ones come through, they have a big plan. And I personally feel, because I listen closely to the messages, that we can all take some of the advice and the words and apply them to our own life. So there's usually a handful of loved ones that come through, but like I said, they're representatives of the spirit world. There could be several hundred of us here in our Zoom room. There could be several thousands of them all working together. So a few voices come forward and get heard, but the message really is for all of us, that they're all there. So in a moment, we'll play a piece of music, and it's just meant to make us all feel good. And I invite you to picture your loved ones in the room with you. And whether you picture them or not, they're only a breath away. When Carrie first starts talking to you guys, the illustrious one, beautiful, inside and out, she will give different bits of information that the spirit world person has given her. And they're still people. They're not balls of light or energy floating around. We get to keep our personalities, as you'll see when we transition to the other world. So she'll start out by saying different bits of information, and we want you to listen closely. If you recognize those bits of information as a person that you knew that no longer walks this earth, we want you to press your raise hand button. And we want you to really listen. We want you to take all the information, because there are many people here with us today. But if you're sitting there going, gosh, I understand all of that. That sounds like, could be a loved one, could be a family member, could be a friend, could be somebody kind of distant. But if you can understand all of it, we want you to press your raise hand button. And now I know we always have several new people with us on our Sunday gathering. So if you want to look on your device and find that raise hand button and just press it, see what happens, please feel free to do so. And then the next thing you want to do is you want to press it one more time. It should say lower hand, and you want to make sure your hand goes down. All right, we've got a few people still playing with it. Oh, very good. All hands are down. Super. Takes sometimes a couple of minutes to determine who this loved one is here to speak with through Carrie. So we want to be sure we get to the right person. If it is you that is chosen, I will ask you to unmute yourself. Now, you can't see the button on your side yet. I need to press something on my side first to make that happen. But we'd love to hear your voice. And when you talk with Carrie, she'll be delivering information. And the only thing you are to say is yes, no, or I don't know. And I know every week on the Sunday gathering, almost people get so excited and you want to share about your loved one. We're going to ask you not to do so. We want Carrie to be the one to deliver the information so that everyone knows that this is coming from the spirit world. Okay. So I think that's it for how it all happens. Thank you, everyone who's listened to this now 100 times. And we're going to play our piece of music and then we're going to come back with Carrie. All right, here we go.
Hello, everybody. What a privilege to be part of this service. It's been an absolute delight to listen to everybody speak, and the music and the comments over those 100 weeks. Who would have thought it? 100 weeks. It is pretty incredible, and what a team we've all been. And to have a team like this is incredible. And I know the song is about being there, but boy, you have really been there for us, everybody. So thank you very much. It is my absolute pleasure to work for the Spirit World for you today. It's going to be, as was spoken earlier on, every time, as Sonia said, is an experiment. So we do not know how it's going to go, what's going to happen, and who's going to come through. So allow me to be in service for you today. So I know as the spirit world draws in, I know I have a young girl with me. I get a sense that this young girl would have passed with an illness. I have a sense from this young girl, and I do feel girl, I don't feel she got to an adult. I get a sense that she would have had a blood disorder, or there would be something that require her to have blood transfusions. But I also, it feels like I'm reaching out for somebody who would be like friend. Now, I'm not saying it's not a relative, but I know who I'm reaching out to is of a similar age. And I also want to say that there is a comradeship, because as that previous song was happening, Count on Me, you must have said to this young girl in the spirit world, I'll be there for you. Does that make sense to anybody?
Thank you very much, Carrie. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you can understand this information, please press your raise hand button. No hands up just yet, Carrie. Oh, okay. I spoke too soon. We have Fran and Jane that have put their hands up.
Okay, then of these two people, one would understand going to hospital appointments and offering that support to them whilst this blood transfusion or something to do with the blood was happening.
All right, thank you. Fran and Jane, if you can both keep that information. Okay, we have Jane that, oh, Jane and Fran both put their hands down. Gary.
Okay.
Oh, cancel, back up. Here we go. We're going to talk to Jane. And I know, Fran, you're on the fence, I think. Hi, Jane.
Hi. Hi.
Hi, Jane. Does this make sense to you, what I've said?
Yes.
Okay. You would understand it being a blood disorder or where she needed blood transfusion?
Yes.
Okay. You would also, Jane, understand where she would have spoken to you like a friend?
Well, I'm not so sure anymore, because this is just an interaction. I don't want to say too much. It wasn't, yeah, but okay.
It feels like that you must have told her you would be there for her. It's not that then. If you can't understand that, that's key, because I know the person I need to speak to was very much there for her and would have said, I'll be there for you. You can count on me. That doesn't make sense, Jane.
Okay, it makes sense, but it wasn't me. It was somebody else, but it wasn't me.
Okay, then
yeah.
Just
okay.
Let me work for a second for you. You would know this to be a young girl. She never got to adulthood.
Yes.
You also know that then she must have spoken to you though, Jane.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, because I do get a sense that she knows you, that she would have spoken to you.
Well, yes. Yes.
And I know she would have spoken confidence to you as well.
Yes.
Because I know what I'm feeling here, and I cannot, if you couldn't accept that, I wouldn't be able to proceed, because I know she wants to reach out with the thank you to you. Because after her passing, Jane, you would have also still kept in touch with her family.
Okay, I think I have to bow out because it's in reverse. I'm family, but the interaction is with the friends, and I'm sort of brokering it, if that makes sense.
And the friends are there with you?
Not physically, but yes, we've been in communication. Yes.
Then let me work with this for a second, Jane. If you become the messenger,
Yes,
you would know where their friend was very much there for her.
yes,
And if this is right, Jane, then you would also know where her friends stood by her afterwards as well.
yes,
Because I get the sense of an incredible vote of thanks and an incredible bunch of high fives going on here. I also know there would have been at the college or at the school a memorial where her friends would have stepped above and beyond on behalf of her.
yes.
Because I know that she is so grateful, and I know the family have been incredibly supported by her friends that have gone out of their way to support and be there.
Yes, I'm family, but that's absolutely the dynamic. Yes.
But I need to say, if you're family to this young girl, Jane.
Yes.
Okay, then, because just as you said that, I know there was a sense of wanting to tease you, because I want to say she would have, not saying her friends were more important, but I know that she would be wanting to tease you, that she wanted to spend time with her friends and go out and be with her friends and not be with her family.
Yes.
Then she would have also been very much teasing you about, yeah, I'll be there, but I must have my independence.
Yes. Yes.
Jane, you know this to be daughter?
Yes.
Okay, because I know I can hear that she wouldn't call you mum, it'd be mom, like how Sandra says it.
I didn't hear that. I'm sorry.
Okay, I know that she would have called you mom. Like in Britain, it's mum with a U.
Yes. Yes.
But in the States, it's mom, because I know that there is a sense here. But Jane, towards the end, you must have been aware where she wanted to still carry on doing what she always did, even though she was struggling.
Yes, very much.
But she regrets nothing. There's nothing that she did that she regrets. And there's also, Jane, you must have had conversations with yourself about how you feel you should have done things differently.
Yes. Yeah.
I have to say this with her beautiful sense of humor. There was nothing she would have allowed you to do any differently, because if you had, you know what she would have said about it.
I think I get that.
Because she does not see anything that was done in the way that it shouldn't have been. Everything was just as it was meant to be. I know that you have recently changed the photograph on a table, because I know she's showing me that photograph being changed or moved. You've swapped the photographs over.
Yes.
And within that space, Jane, within that photograph, you would know there's a dog in the spirit world with your daughter.
A dog?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, because I know as I was talking about the photo, I know I hear the dog barking clearly, and I know she says, "Mom, I've got the dog." But with this photograph, you would also know where you have actually given a photograph away of your daughter.
Yes. Mhm.
It's your daughter's way of saying, I see what's happening. I see where you're looking. I see you moving things about, but you've also been packing things away.
Not so much.
As I know, then you wouldn't know where you have been putting some of your daughter's stuff into boxes and packaging it up.
Yes.
Oh, okay, because I know that this is her way of saying she sees what you're doing, but I also know that some of her things have gone to people where they are so valuable, not monetary, but they're so valuable. Because I know when I see this belongings being packed up, I know they're going sent with love.
Yes,
to
absolutely.
the various places.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Please know this is your daughter's way of saying, I love you. It goes without saying.
Yeah, thank you.
But I thank you as well, Jane. You stood by your daughter and you didn't make a fuss of her, and she didn't want you to make a fuss. She's very grateful for that. And that song that was on beforehand, the song that was on beforehand, she wants you to know that she will be there for you, because I know right now you have been asking her for signs that she's there.
Yes. Yes.
But I know that life throws spanners in the works, as if your daughter being in the spirit world isn't a spanner enough. I know there are other spanners there she wants to acknowledge and say, Mom, I am there with you. Please don't ever doubt that. And I love you.
Great. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Please accept the love of your daughter. Thanks, Jane.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jane. Thank you, Carrie.
Okay. I do wish to say that I feel like I have another young lady here. Okay. I feel like I have another young lady here, and I have to say young lady because I do not feel like she wants to be known as girl, because girl denotes being baby, and but I know she wants to be spoken as a young girl, and I know that she had a hand in her own passing, and I know the hand in her own passing would have been a call for help, as opposed to something that was done intentionally. I'm going to leave it there for the moment, Sandra.
Okay, thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, who can understand this gal, young lady?
I actually feel daughter. I don't know if I said that or not, but I feel daughter.
All right, we have Lisa. Lisa, can you unmute? Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Sandra. Hi, Carrie.
Hi, Lisa. Now, I know your daughter's in the spirit world.
Yeah.
But I honestly can't remember any of the evidence. So if I give you any evidence that I've given you before, please let me know. Your daughter do you understand, Lisa, that your daughter had periods where she was up and down in her moods?
Yes.
I also wish to say that your daughter was so incredibly private that I want to say that not all of her friends would have known what was happening for her.
Yeah. Yes.
I need to say as well, Lisa, that with your daughter, there's a sense with her of putting on this incredible face, but then hiding behind it.
I understand that very much. Yes.
You must still have some of your daughter's makeup, Lisa.
I have it on my face right now.
Because just as I said, put on a face, I see a picture of her, but I see this. She would have worn makeup that would have, okay. She had two types of makeup, one barely there, I've got makeup on, but I don't look like I've got makeup on. And I know there's another look where it's like, whoa, there's makeup. It's almost like the 80s here with the makeup. But I want to say as well, Lisa, you not only have your daughter's makeup, and I know there's about the brush because I've heard that in evidence before.
Yes.
But you must have a piece of your daughter's hair, not from the hairbrush though, but cut.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
But would you also have a cutting of your daughter's hair before she passed?
Probably from when she was very, very little with a haircut. Yes, I do.
But I want to say it would be in an envelope and it would be
Yes.
tucked away in one of those albums of the first year or the first, because I know she wants to acknowledge that. I need to say as well, Lisa, with your daughter, that there's such a quick wit here that it's incredibly, she's got such a quick wit, but it's done with a bit of cheek. So I know that she would have known how to push boundaries.
Yeah, exactly.
And I know with you, she would have, I know every daughter and mother has a very special relationship, but Lisa, you would understand on occasion where your daughter would have pushed your patience to the very edge.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because although she's got the little angel side here, I also know that not long before she passed, you and her must have had a conversation that sticks with you.
Yeah, we did. Mhm.
And in that conversation, she would have said things that she didn't mean.
Hope so. Yep. Think so.
I also know after that conversation, she would have gone out. You would know where your daughter went out for a couple of hours and you thought that she had not got lost, but you were beginning to get a bit concerned about her.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I want to say that she has such character with her. And I know that you know she's around. I know that you understand her signs. But I also want to say that today you must have heard a particular song that reminded you of her.
Yes.
Because I know that this, bringing this song on, you felt her come in and you knew she was right there with you. You must have known that today, Lisa, must be very important for your daughter.
Well, today was important because of this being the 100th gathering, and yes, also because of Sonia's movie.
Oh, because I know the 20th of February must be, oh, it is. Lisa, I know your daughter features in the Sonia movie, and I know that there's other, I can't go into them now because they're not evidence, but I also want to say that subsequent to the movie, the documentary being made and it coming out on the 22nd, you have had your own independent proof from your daughter.
I don't understand, Carrie, sorry.
Okay, your daughter has let you know, just to you specifically, that she's about, you've had your own sign.
Yes. Oh, sure.
Oh.
Mhm.
But very recently.
I would say no.
Okay, then please watch over I'm not wishing to prophesize or predict, but I know your daughter's going to make, I can't prove this, but I know your daughter's going to make a sign for you.
Okay, I'll be watching for sure.
Please watch, as if this isn't sign enough, but please watch, because I know with the Sonia movie, there's a part in there. You've seen the movie though already.
Yes.
Then when you were watching it, Lisa, I've got your daughter now. Yep, I understand her. When you were watching it, there must have been a part in there that caught you off guard and really surprised you how much the emotions were stirred. Does that not make sense to you?
It doesn't make sense right this moment, no.
Okay.
But it's been a while since I've seen the final. I'm going to watch it again this evening.
Please watch it and just be aware of how your daughter makes herself known to you. I can't say any more than that, and
Okay.
it isn't proof. It
Okay.
isn't that kind of evidence I prefer, but please know your daughter's very much here and very proud to be part of something that is, I know it's very close to Sandra's heart. So thank you very much.
I believe that. Yes, I believe that so much. Thank you, Carrie.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carrie. Thank you, Lisa.
Okay, I do believe I have Dad. I do believe his dad works with me. I do have a sense that he would have worked in an ironmongery store. Try and get that out when you're under pressure. An ironmongery store, or a store that would have done all sorts of handles and latches and hinges and all sorts. But I know that I feel like I'm not in a city centre. I feel like I'm in a smaller town. This makes sense to one of our audience.
Thank you, Carrie. All right, please raise your hand if this makes sense to you. No hands up just yet.
Because I know that I was actually going to say he owned a store that did, it feels like it does lots of different aspects, but within there would have been ironmongery. There would also be all sorts of nicks and knacks, like, I don't know what you might call it, like a hardware store type thing.
Okay. All right, who can relate to that hardware store? Oh, we have Santu with a hand up. Santu, can you, oh, you did. Hello.
Hi. It wasn't quite hardware, but I'm wondering if you can see, like, so there may have been a bit of hardware, like keys.
Let me work with this for a second,
Yeah.
Santu.
Sure.
Is it Santu?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay, then with your dad, he would have been a really, really matter-of-fact man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if you were looking for something, he knew exactly in the store where it was.
Yeah.
But I feel like in the store there would have been things that were there for long periods of time, like gathering dust.
Yeah.
Because but you would have gone there as well, Santu.
Yes, I worked in a store. Yeah.
Okay, and you would remember that underneath the counter there would be boxes full of spare parts and keys and bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Because he's given me this impression that you would be underneath playing with these things. He also gives me the memory of you not always being happy as you got older, being in that place.
Yeah.
Because it feels like your dad would spend a lot longer. I know that he had this feeling with him of being very matter of fact, but I also get the sense, Santu, that your dad would find things from the shop would find their way into the home.
Yeah.
Not by any underhand means, but I know there must have been a time where your mum would have said, my goodness, the house is like the store. There's this much in each place. But I know that you must have had an incredible understanding of things in your dad's store as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I know you've said that you worked there, but this store would have been out of the city.
No. He
So
had one store
because
that was sort of on the outskirts of the city.
because I feel like I'm not in the city centre. I feel like I'm on the outskirts.
Yeah.
But I also know that your dad must have loved going into the rural places, or he came from the rural places. I'll take that as a no, Santu, because I get the sense from your dad that he would have been of the rural. I do feel like I'm out of the city.
I mean, he did like driving into nature. He didn't live out of the city? Would he like drive me out of the city?
Santu, just yes or no. With
Oh,
your dad, then you would have gone those drives with him, because I can clearly
Yeah.
see what he's showing me.
mhm.
And when you went those drives, you must have been looking at, no, you must have photographs from those drives with your dad.
I don't remember. I don't have them with me now.
No, but you would also remember photographs of your dad standing by his car.
Quite likely. Yeah. I'll double check.
Because I know that this is your dad's way of saying, yep, it's me, but I know his car was incredibly important to him. I know he would have known his way about the car as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Please give me a yes or a no if it's making sense or not.
Yes.
Okay. Because your dad is, he would have been able to listen to you, Santu, when you had something to say on those drives. He wouldn't do much talking, but he would do a lot of listening.
Not sure. Probably. I didn't get the sense he would listen to me, but maybe he was trying.
But your dad wasn't a big speaker, though.
No, he wasn't. That's correct.
I'm not going to take back what I've said. I know he listened to you. I know he observed, because I know that's what he wants to share with you now, that he's listening to you and he is observing where you are. And that's his way of letting you know he knows what's happening with you right now. He's going back to this driving. If you must have had thoughts of your dad very, very recently.
Yeah.
And I know that those thoughts have been, this is his way of saying, I hear you, I'm listening, I'm paying attention, and I'm there for you. I'm going to leave your dad's love with you, Santu, and say thank you very much for allowing me to do that for you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Santu. Thank you, Carrie.
Okay. I know that we've had two children as in younger than you and I, Sandra, and the other adults that are watching, but I do get a sense that I have grandson here, and I do get the sense that grandson passes in a vehicle accident and a car accident, and I do get the sense with grandson that there would have been there was no coming back from his injuries. I do know his injuries were quite severe.
Thank you, Carrie. All right. Who can understand this information?
So we're looking for grandmother or grandfather. Nobody understanding that,
No.
Sandra?
No, Carrie.
Okay, then let me work this for a second then. Somebody here must understand a member of their family who would have been a young boy and would have passed in a car accident. And I know that the injuries were severe, that there wouldn't have been any chance of him surviving that.
Thank you, Carrie. We have both Perry and Kathy with their hands raised.
And one of them would know where paramedics on the scene were able to reassure them that their son didn't suffer any pain, that it was very quick for him.
Okay, Perry and Kathy, can you both understand that information? I know Geraldine, you just put up your hand, just reminding everybody you will have to take all the information, every bit there.
I do want to say this, can I check in, would either of the people that have had their hand up understand this as son? Okay, then if they all understand this as son, one of them would understand that they went to see their son at the funeral home. So after the hospital, and went to see him at the funeral home.
Okay, we have Perry and Geraldine with their hands raised.
And they understand everything that I've said.
Well, let's talk to Perry. Geraldine's hand goes up and down, so I'm not sure. Maybe she can just take some. Just stay where you are, Geraldine, and we'll talk to Perry. Hi, Perry.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, definitely. Welcome.
Hi, Perry. You understand everything I've said, Perry?
Yes.
Okay. And I get the sense that with this, you would know where you spoke to the paramedics afterwards.
It was sheriffs.
Okay, but you would know there was somebody on scene that reassured you that there was no pain for your son afterwards.
Yes.
Okay, but I know with your son there, although he comes in with that evidence to begin with, I know your son was genuinely sparkling and enthusiastic, and his personality was very much the cheeky boy with the best intentions.
Oh, yeah.
Because I feel like there's an incredible sense of character with him. And I also get the sense that he's much like you. He gives credit to you for that. So I'm not sure if you would identify that with Perry, but your son does.
Yeah, I've been told.
I know with your son as well, there must have been times where you would have offered your son a real strong pep talk. You know, is the only way I can put it.
Oftentimes.
Because those pep talks, when you were speaking to him, he would pretend he wasn't listening. He'd be busying himself doing other things.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like, yeah, Dad, I'm listening, but I'm not listening. But you would also understand, I'm not sure what they're called, but the catcher glove.
What's that?
I don't know the name for it, like a baseball glove.
Not so much.
So you wouldn't play, I don't know, we don't have it in the UK, but you wouldn't have played catch with him?
American football.
Yes. All right.
Yeah.
But you would have played, you would have thrown, excuse my ignorance, I'm sorry, but you would have thrown the ball with him.
Yes.
Then you must have also got memories of going to baseball games with him.
Soccer games.
Oh, now I'm seeing, okay, I know you're saying soccer games and we would call that football, but I know your son was himself incredibly sporty.
Somewhat.
And I know that he was very popular as well with his friends.
Oh, yeah.
And when you were going out with your son, I want to say that he would often bring a few along that you would think, yeah, I'm taking you and some of your friends with you.
Yes.
Because it feels like it's a father-son thing, and then it's not. It's a father, son, and many more going. But you would have memories, Perry, of you and your son sitting watching the sports on the television.
Yes.
And I know you would have given your son his first taste of liquor as well, or alcohol.
Yeah.
I'm not telling tales, I know what he's showing me here. It's that bonding, it's that respect, it's that openness he has with you. Because I know the sense of love that he has for you But he would tell you though, Perry, I do feel like he would have told you, love you, Dad.
All the time.
Because it's just bubbling up in me, this incredible sense of love and affection and respect as well. Now, he wants to acknowledge that change with, okay, before your son passed, Perry, he wants to acknowledge the tough times that you had, that you never really let him in on how tough those were.
Yes.
Then there are no secrets now. He respects you and loves you even more because of the way you've protected him and brought him up. And I know right now he needs to say, and I know it's about being in service and being there for one another, but please know, Perry, whether you want it or not, your son is absolutely got your corner.
Good.
I need to let you know, Perry, that whatever your son is referring to, and I don't want to get too personal in front of people, but you would understand why your son is steering you in terms of decisions you are making.
Yes.
Okay, please know that if you trusted him when he was here, and it sounds like you might have, then he's got your corner. Listen to your gut feeling, because he's in there. He's also in here, but he's in your gut feeling as well.
Definitely. Yeah.
And just before I leave, Perry, you would know that you've got a ratchet set or a spanner set of your sons.
Yeah.
You do have that?
Amongst other things, yeah.
Okay, because I get the sense that he's making a joke about how he was the better fixer-upper than you. I'm going to leave his love and respect and strength with you, Perry, and say thank you very much for allowing me to do that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Perry. Thank you, Carrie.
Carrie and Perry.
Carrie and Perry.
Okay. I do feel there's a number of different people coming in here, so I'm just going to take a small minute. Okay. I do get a sense that somebody here would understand a gentleman in the spirit world, but I feel that this gentleman would have been in the armed forces. I do feel like he passed overseas, and I do get a sense that I'm looking for somebody who has spent time with this gentleman in the forces. I do get a sense that somebody here would understand a buddy or a comrade in the spirit world that they have served time with. Served time, it sounds like prison, but have served together.
Thank you, Carrie. Okay, who understands this information? No hands up just yet, Carrie.
I can't change too much of what I've got here, but I know that I've got a gentleman in the spirit world, and he would have served in Afghanistan, because I know what he's showing me. I also get the sense that if the person that I'm looking for didn't serve with him, that they would have some of his belongings, because I know they would have his the top part of his uniform, the shirt or the jacket.
Thank you, Carrie. This is making sense to someone here. No hands going up.
Okay, then let me use it a different way. Would somebody here understand that they have served in Afghanistan, and there's somebody in the spirit world that maybe didn't pass over, they passed overseas, but not in conflict, but that somebody here would have their uniform, and they would know a gentleman in the spirit world that they served together with. I cannot drop the serving together.
Okay. No hands are up.
Then I do believe either somebody is away from their screen or making a cuppa or answering the door or shy.
Had this happen the other week or something.
We do know, Phil just reminded me this happened, was it last week? And we got an email within the hour saying that they could take everything, but they were a bit shy to put their hand up. I cannot drop the Afghanistan. I know that somebody here would understand, a gentleman in the spirit world that would have been in Afghanistan, not necessarily served there, but I know there is, I know the uniform, I know the terrain, and somebody here must have part of their uniform.
No hands up, sorry to say.
I'm loath to drop a contact because it's just not normally how I like to do things, because he's here for somebody. Okay, then I do believe that we will get an email before the evening is through. Somebody here understands a gentleman that served in Afghanistan. They know where his uniform went. I know there is a medal, and without there being anybody to give this evidence to, it becomes pointless, really. So I'm going to leave it there, because I could go on in depth, but I'll leave it there. And then you can email me and let me know. Yeah, can't change it. Okay. So we'll change the contact, Sandra, if that's okay.
Absolutely. Thank you, Carrie.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I do believe that that is all the spirit world want to work today. I do know that that last contact, pennies will drop for somebody, and we will get an email, because a contact like that with that kind of evidence, you just can't throw away. So I'm going to leave that and say thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. 100 weeks. It is an incredible journey. Thank you very much for allowing me to be part of your 100th service today.
Oh, thank you very much, Carrie, and for your commitment to people on both sides. And yes, I know what joins most of us here is grief. It really is. And oh, my eyes have been filled with tears behind the scenes a few times today, just remembering how much we love and all those people that are the wind beneath our wings that may no longer walk this earth. But I know myself, Carrie, Phil and Darren, we're here for you. In my book, We Don't Die, Skeptic's Discovery of Life After Death, chapter 10 is all about grief. And whether we like it or not, we go through the grieving process. And I wanted to give everybody some tools to help go through the process, because it's you don't know the world of grief unless you're in it and you're not looking for this information. So if you'd like a free copy of my audiobook, when you go to our home base is wedon'tdie.com, and up at the top of the screen you can click on Facebook group. We've got a great group of people, great place to meet nice friends, but you can also click on the store button, and when you scroll down on there you will see the We Don't Die audiobook, and just use coupon code FREE, FREE, and the book is there. And then you can just go right to chapter 10, which is how to survive grief. And I can't recommend it enough, because once you start understanding that there's a lot out of your control, you will be more gentle on yourself. And there's some really good tools that can help alleviate the pain and so much more. While you're also on that page, we've been talking about this movie coming out, and it's my pride and joy. I didn't do the work, but I've been part of it. And so you can watch a copy of the movie. It comes out on Tuesday. So you'll see a link there to purchase the movie. You'll have it for life. Also on Friday, our friend Scott Milligan does a beautiful sitting for healing, followed by a demonstration of trance mediumship. Very, very special, our Fridays. And coming up on Saturday, March 5th, talking about healing, is Carrie and Phil have an amazing class all about the world of spiritual healing. And I know we all want to know how to effectively impact others and help ourselves and all that. And they really are great teachers and really talk about full understanding of what spiritual healing is and distant healing and all of that. It's very, very, very real. So how to set your intentions and how you can be part of it is wonderful. So again, at wedon'tdie.com, click on the store button and you can find out everything that's coming up. Also past replays of lots of things. And of course, while you're there, I've got now well over 400 episodes of 2 great shows. So I say they're great. I'm out to make a difference, as we all are, because we know just how tough life is. It really is. But here to be the wind beneath our wings a little longer is our host with the most. I'll turn it over to Phil.
Thank you, Sandra. Thank you for wonderful announcements. And yeah, that video, the film of Sonia as well, will be absolutely fantastic to watch. Good. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed our 100th service today. And it is all about being giving. And it's that spiritual service we've tried to keep today with the songs that have meanings for you. Because the meaning of giving is about being that inspirer, being the leader, showing you a way forward, giving you hope. Hence the song, Stand By You. Also that being positive, that little bit of kindness as well, but also keep on going, because we need that resilience to keep on going, don't we? And that is the wind beneath our wings. That's what we're about here on the Sunday Gathering, being really true to who we are, giving you that space that you can call home for you guys that are looking for something, looking for that truth, looking for that spirituality, looking for those spiritual truths as well. So here it's been a pleasure to be part of this Sunday Gathering again, but actually to thank you for being who you are, being your authentic self, helping us get through these 100 weeks. It's been absolutely spectacular. So from myself and Kerry, a big thank you, and from Sandra and Darren as well. But I want to allow you to, or should I say, I want you to remember something. Always make sure you allow yourself to be you. Don't hide your light underneath that bushel, as Nelson Mandela said. Really keep it shining. Really be who you are. Let that light shine, sing your tune, and very much walk your walk. If you can do that, you'll inspire others, you'll lead others. And that's what today's been about, inspiring, about leading, about sharing our truths with you about what we do and what we're very passionate about. So allow yourself to be you, and thank you for listening.
Thank you for those wonderful words, Phil. And it gives me great pleasure to close this 100th Sunday Gathering with the closing prayer. So if you'd all like to join me and close your eyes for this closing prayer. We'd like to give our thanks to our dear friends, brothers and sisters that have joined us here from across the globe and come together with an open heart and an open mind and unified the 2 worlds together as one. We'd like to extend our sincere thanks and gratitude to all those friends, helpers and loved ones in that world we call unseen for continuing to be here with us and giving us these opportunities week in and week out for the past 100 weeks. We thank you for having the faith in us and allowing us to work on your behalf and to work with you and work together as one. This to us, it truly is an honor and a blessing. And I sincerely hope we've represented your world in the correct way, in the best that we know how to. And we hope that we've done you proud, as much as we're proud to work on behalf of your world. Week in and week out, you are continually here supporting us, guiding us, inspiring us, uplifting us, and encouraging us to be our true, authentic selves. And you do this continuously, week in and week out. And you give to us continuously. And we hope that we can take a leaf out of your book and help mankind by continuing to give freely and openly to help mankind in the best way that we can. As we bring this Sunday gathering to a close, we come to an end of a week, and as we go forward into a new week, we do so continuing down our own pathways, taking our own journeys, learning and growing in the best way we can. And as we do this in the comfort and knowledge to know that you continually walk by our side, helping us, guiding us, and inspiring us to be the truly best that we can be. And you do this freely, and we thank you for that. And hopefully we can continue on our own journeys and our own paths, knowing that we truly cannot die. Love and life are both eternal. And as we continue into our new week, we ask that the healing balm continues to be sent around the world so that we can continue to help in some way. We can continue to help heal the hearts and minds of those that may be in need at this time. Until we meet again, friends, we truly are blessed and we truly are thankful. Amen.
Thank you very much, Darren. Oh, this is wonderful. And to Carrie and Phil and the spirit world, and to you guys as well. I know many of you have donated to our Sunday gathering, and we really thank you. It's helped us through the toughest times. Thank you so much. I did forget to mention that our March classes are open. So we just finished the website for that. So again, you can find that all at the main website, wedon'tdie.com. So as we go into our closing song, yes, there is this invisible force around us, jam-packed full of people that love us. They truly are. And I know how we are. We all want to fix people and help them with their problems. And this song is just a nice reminder of us being able to serve others and then letting others help with us and help us and fix our problems. Here we go.